Hello, and welcome to Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusty companion.
Darker, what's up, everybody?
We're here again to give you the reviews, our take, our thoughts on this week's NXT and AEW shows. Okay, so let's get into NXT. NXT started off big with an NXT Cruiserweight title match between reigning champion, man of the hour, Lio Rush, against that handsome son of a gun, Angel Garza.
Angel Garza. Yes.
Lio Rush started the match with a brawl. He started fighting Angel Garza to the outside before the bell even rang, before the lights even came up from the introductions. This was a great back and forth match. Had a lot of near falls. Lio Rush hit a final hour, went for another one, and got the double knees into his sternum. Angel Garza hit the wing clipper, and then tapped Lio Rush out with a reverse full Nelson to win the coveted NXT Cruiserweight title. I thought this match was A+.
A+, definitely A+. Main event worthy.
Yes.
Pay-per-view worthy.
Pay-per-view worthy.
And also, got to give the shout out to another big thing for Angel Garza that night.
Yes.
Yes.
Before we do that,
I
have a couple of things to ask and talk about.
Okay.
You said last night that Angel Garza reminds you of a certain someone.
Yes. Angel Garza reminds me of Eddie Guerrero.
He does have that grin.
He has that grin. That was the first thing that made me like tilt my head a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. Who is that?
Hello. Anyway, thanks for watching. So, also, what do you think about the Cruiserweight title and 205 Live for overall?
I think it's interesting that they're keeping 205 Live a thing currently.
Yeah, I think
because they went ahead and moved the Cruiserweight title to NXT.
Yeah, I think more and more they should integrate the Cruiserweights into NXT and just get rid of 205 Live.
Yeah, and fill that 2 hours with constant action.
Yeah. Because I just don't think 205 Live has it anymore.
It's not drawing.
No, it's not drawing.
People are leaving after SmackDown.
Right. Okay, so the next thing we got was Cameron Grimes versus Raul Mendoza. This match was very short, and earlier during the day or the day before, Cameron Grimes beat up Kushida because he was upset that he lost the week prior or 2 weeks prior. Raul Mendoza wins with a head scissors and a roll up, and Cameron wasn't even distracted by Kushida yet. Kushida came down afterwards and put on Cameron Grimes' hat. Even though I was happy to see my boy Raul get a win, I don't like that it was at the expense of Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
I don't like that Cameron Grimes lost. If they're building a feud between him and Kushida, you build both of those guys until they go after one another. Like on Monday Night Raw, you had Buddy Murphy in a match against Zack Ryder, and you had Aleister Black in a match against Akira Tozawa, and both men won. Mm-hmm. So going into TLC, it's like, they both have momentum.
Yeah.
But
I think they were more focusing on the short-term story of Raul getting revenge on Cameron Grimes for taking his spot in the match,
which is
last
wrong.
week. Which is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they were going to build a Raul Mendoza versus Cameron Grimes feud, I could understand it, but they're obviously building Kushida Cameron Grimes.
Right. We next got a preview of Worlds Collide, which is happening in January. The
good.
Kiwi Buzzsaw Travis Banks against the Forgotten Sons leader, Jackson Ryker. Jackson got in a few good licks. He did a slingshot suplex, but the end ultimately came when Travis Banks hit the slice of heaven and won, which I thought was I thought Travis was the underdog going into this. I thought it was an upset.
Yeah, I'd say it was an upset. I would not say that it was a squash.
Right. I think having Travis Banks, if Travis Banks is going to show up more on NXT TV, this was good. If it was just a preview for Worlds Collide, I don't know if I agree with it. Because Jackson Ryker is supposed to be one of your top heels on your show.
Well, I mean, you could say that, but like, what have the Forgotten Sons done?
They've been in a lot of matches. They're constantly on TV, and Jackson Ryker is
but not
constantly getting involved.
Right.
But he's known as the face of that group.
Yeah.
You know. So like, if it's for Travis Banks coming to NXT more, good. Yeah. If it's not, then whatever. It was still an enjoyable match.
Hopefully, this will get people to tune into NXT UK so that Worlds Collide makes more sense. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping this leads to more Jackson Ryker singles action.
I agree. Because he's the diamond in the rough of Forgotten Sons. You know what I mean?
He was awesome in TNA as Gunner.
Yeah,
I enjoyed all his matches.
Then he got awesome looking for NXT.
Right.
Like, not to say that he wasn't awesome looking before, but
like his whole persona is really cool in NXT.
Yeah. The next segment was Dakota Kai against Mia Yim. Mia Yim vowing for revenge. Anyway, what happened was when Mia Yim came for a fight, Dakota Kai was in her element early and striking a fair. The captain of Team Kick cheap shotted the head baddie with kicks. The ultimate cheap shot came when she exposed the turnbuckle, sending him into the exposed turnbuckle head first and pinned her. But as Dakota Kai gloated, Mia Yim would not let this end. Dakota Kai may have won the match, but Mia Yim sent her through a table afterwards. She did like a suplex through a table. I thought this match was a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been a day, and I'm thinking about it, and I don't have much to say.
Well, I mean, this is kind of where I've been going with Dakota Kai this whole time.
It's kind of how I feel about Mia Yim this whole time.
See, I think the heel turn is cool for Dakota.
Yeah.
And I like that she's actually cheating. Because I hate it when people go heel and then just wrestle the same way they always did.
Right.
Bayley's a good example. She started doing messed up stuff when she turned heel, and it made sense.
Right.
So Mia Yim, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good match. It's just like
it was a fine match. Yeah. I guess we'll say that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way, but the opposite.
Plus.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. But yeah, I'm a Mia Yim fan. It's unfortunate we haven't seen very much of these girls at all because they both spent a good bit of time injured.
True.
Yeah.
We then got Breezango as medical doctors.
Dude, they've gone insane.
Against the Singh brothers. And I thought this was a fantastic match.
It was.
Fandango hit some awesome moves.
It was a fantastic match. It does not change the fact that Chris Olga have gone insane.
True.
Their gimmick changes weekly now. I kind of dig it.
I think this was like a showing for Fandango. He ended up getting the pinfall whenever he did the leg drop.
It was kind of a tag team wrestling clinic.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised with this match.
Yes. I was pleasantly surprised to see the Singh brothers tagging.
Yeah. Now here was the better women's match from NXT. Bianca Belair versus Kayden Carter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kayden showed off all of her agility and her bouncing off the ropes. Bianca got to show off her strength and her power and her kind of heelish nature now. The EST took advantage of a few mistakes by Carter to plant her opponent with the KOD for the 1-2-3. And I loved it. I love watching Bianca Belair. I love watching Kayden Carter. So there's no reason why it wouldn't be a good match.
I'd give that one a B plus.
Yes.
Who was that?
I don't know.
What is that?
They said Firewolf Raid.
Oh, that must be that person that was in that's the other guy, Firewolf Studios.
Yeah, but then there's somebody else. Jonathan Farnsworth. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing the stream. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Not something we would expect to happen, honestly.
Yeah. The next match was the main event for the #1 contendership to Adam Cole's gold. The little Ronaldo there. Gold. Mamma mia. Tommaso Ciampa
and Fuego
versus Keith Lee versus Finn Balor. And my God, this was one of my favorites.
Tommaso Ciampa needs a hand signal.
Yeah.
Because I went from Keith Lee right into Finn Balor, and Ciampa doesn't have one. Oh, yeah, he's holding the non-existent Goldie.
Anyway, this match was fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes.
It was probably one of my favorite triple threat matches I've ever seen. Up there with Rollins, Cena, and Brock.
I'd call it a late contender for match of the year.
I agree. The ending was beautiful, where Keith Lee hit Tommaso Ciampa with a spirit bomb, and as he was landing, Finn Balor came off the top with a coup de grace with Keith Lee for the win. We saw a lot of great counter maneuvers by Finn Balor on the strong Keith Lee. We saw air raids by Tommaso Ciampa. We saw everything that these guys have. But Finn Balor right now is in a whole another state.
To quote Stone Cold, they all got the shit in.
Yeah. but Finn Balor, when he said the Prince is back, he was not fucking lying. And
the way Finn is now is making me pray and wish every day that Shinsuke goes back to NXT.
Right.
Honestly.
So then
I need those two.
Finn Balor is in the ring soaking it up. Adam Cole comes out. He gives him the guns, but then the Undisputed Era come out. And I said to John, you know what? What if next week the Era get involved, but then the OC show up? That would be some shit.
Yes, it would.
So with that, I would give this week's.
Would that be the only stable currently that would span two brands?
Right.
That would be cool. That needs to happen. They need people in SmackDown then, too.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
It would be. So, with that said, I give this week's NXT a B+.
A minus.
John always goes a little higher than me.
But still kind of level.
Yeah.
I'm going to give both shows the same score.
So am I. AEW
so stay tuned.
Was equally as good, but we're going into that right now. So, the show started off with Jon Moxley taking on one of the Beaver Boys, Alex Reynolds, and he made short work of him.
Short work.
With the paradigm shift. And after the match, the Inner Circle, led by Le Champion, come to the ring. The Inner Circle circle the ring as Le Champion enters. And he says,
very stylish gold suit jacket.
He told John, when you wanted to get out of the bad place and you wanted to navigate the waters to find yourself again, you came to me. When we used to beat the shit out of each other, blah, blah, blah. You know, I met your wife, I met your mother-in-law. He's saying a lot of shoot stuff. And then he gives Moxley a Inner Circle shirt and offers the olive branch, offering a spot in the Inner Circle to Jon Moxley, who looks befuddled and a little confused.
As far as we know, there's still no response either. The offer's still on the table.
Chris Jericho obviously doing this because he does not want to come face-to-face with Jon Moxley for that title because he knows how red-hot Jon Moxley is right now.
Can you blame him?
My phone's at 5%.
Oh, no. That's not good at all.
Nope.
Better hurry up.
We then got the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny. Butcher with the Bunny versus Cody and QT Marshall. I don't like saying QT Marshall because I don't like calling another man Cutie. QT
It's his name.
Marshall actually did a lot of in this match. He really shined throughout. Cody and QT gave their all, but the Butcher and the Blade were just too much of a tag team to overcome. After the match, Cody is outside the ring and looks very upset. He has no friends. He just got beat. And Darby Allin makes his way down. He pushes the Blade out of the way. And he extends his hand to Cody. So, will we see Darby Allin and Cody versus the Butcher and the Blade? Most likely.
Yeah, very likely. And I'm here for it because it's been like 3 weeks since Darby Allin's been on TV, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a fucking crime.
We then got one hell of a promo out of MJF, who called Dallas Honkyville, USA. Shout out to Sid. Our boy was there. The Nerdy Mark was in attendance, so we're calling him Honkyville, USA now. MJF quoted Roddy Piper, which was awesome.
Hell yeah.
He said he made fun of Cody's lisp, which was downright heelish, and he ended up saying that he would wrestle Cody, but there will be stipulations.
Which got a huge pop.
And he was only going to give those stipulations in Jacksonville.
So that's our New Year's Day.
Oh, boy. We then got Big Swole, newly signed Big Swole,
making her officially contracted debut
against Emi Sakura. And this was actually a really good match.
Oh, yeah.
Big Swole showed what she had. Emi got in some good moves, like instead of going for a Drake DDT, she like swung Swole around and did a neck breaker on her knee. Swole ended up winning with like a discus clothesline type of thing. I really liked this match. I enjoyed it a lot. Then we got Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus Kip Sabian and Shawn Spears. Tully Blanchard talked beforehand and said that he was looking for the perfect guy to accompany Shawn Spears as a tag team.
And he thinks he found it in Kip Sabian.
This doesn't stop Kip Sabian from coming out with Penelope Ford, but we're left to think, where's Tully Blanchard? He should be down there too. We find out later. This was a great match. In the middle of the match, the lights went out. Tully Blanchard was at the stage, tied to a chair, blindfolded by Joseph Janela. And this got Shawn Spears out of the match.
Yep.
Leaving Kenny.
It left Kenny and Kip Sabian in the ring, which was a mini rematch from AEW Dark.
Yes.
Which was pretty funny.
And Kenny Omega did all the work. Adam Page tagged himself in and got the win. And afterwards, during the match, Kenny wanted to celebrate with Adam, and Adam wasn't with it. So are we seeing a heel turn from Adam Page?
I don't know if we're seeing a heel turn, but he definitely is keeping true to his word that he is flying solo.
Yeah. Well, then don't be in a fucking tag match.
Well, he did what he was told.
This is true.
He still follows the damn script.
Next, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone were pushed out of their chairs.
Get out of here.
For Le Champion and Jake Hager to watch the sexy Spanish god, Sammy Guevara, go up against Luchasaurus. And this was a great match. A lot of Lucha dodging, a lot of high flying. Luchasaurus with the kicks. Man, Luchasaurus is so agile for his size. Before the Inner Circle could do anything, Luchasaurus hit his tombstone slam type deal onto Sammy for the 3 count. And this led to the Inner Circle coming down to fight, or at least Jake and
Jericho, yeah.
Jake and Jericho. And what ended up happening was Jungle Boy hit Jericho with the Hurricane Rana, and Marco Stunt counted a 3. And the champion was pissed off.
Very pissed. We got another, one of my favorite things. We got another Jericho temper tantrum.
Yeah, and he kept saying on commentary,
"That's in a chat. That's in a chat."
That he wouldn't be able to last 10 minutes with him, and
yeah,
we saw a pinfall.
So then we find out that the match next week is non-title and has a 10-minute time limit. Yes,
we also found out during the Emi Sakura on Big Swole match, we saw Hikaru Shida. They said that Chris Statlander beat her, and she's hardly hanging on to the #1 contendership. We find out that next week there's a #1 contenders match between Britt Baker and Chris Statlander, meaning whoever wins that match will have a better record than Hikaru Shida.
And as we're sitting here right now, as much as I love Britt, I'm pulling for Chris Statlander.
Me too. Also, we got a Nightmare Collective promo, which was quite odd. Brandy Rhodes kind of put down the rest of the female division. And she was still asking Chris to join, and there was a bald man, or a man with a shaved head, that we couldn't exactly see.
I want to get into
who they are going to possibly reveal eventually. A lot of people are speculating that it might be Vampiro. I don't think so. Vampiro's having problems with his brain, and he's also running a company. I think it's somebody we don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I also saw some speculation, which I think would be bananas, that it's Kane.
I don't think Kane would ever do that.
I don't see Kane ever walking away from McMahon. And he's kind of got an entire county to run now.
Right. Right. Yeah, and he wasn't as big as Kane.
No, he wasn't as big as Kane.
So then we got the main event, the Texas Street Fight.
I still think it would be amazing if it was Dustin, but I don't think it is.
We then got the main event, which was the #1 contendership to the AEW World Tag Team titles, Texas Street Fight style. The Young Bucks against the proud and powerful.
This match was non-stop.
I believe 7 to 8 tables were broken.
Yeah.
There was an awesome street sweeper through a trash can. At one point, Nick Jackson accidentally penalty kicked Rick Knox, which brought out Aubrey Edwards.
Rick Knox is having a tough couple days.
After that street sweeper, Nick Jackson made the save by pulling out the ref. And you know what? Whether they're good or bad, an eye for an eye. Santana and Ortiz did it earlier in the match. So this led to the Meltzer driver onto 2 steel chairs for the win for the Young Bucks, who are finally starting to come into their own on AEW. Afterwards, I mean, there was a big brawl with the Inner Circle starting from the beginning throughout the match. I mean, Sammy Guevara and Ortiz and Santana basically jumped the Bucks. Cutler tried to save them. Hager came out. Dustin came out. It was a melee.
Tell you what,
at the end,
every bit of it was compelling television.
Yes, but at the end, we got the Young Bucks and SCU standing in the ring, and Excalibur said, "This is not just to see who's the best tag team in Southern California, but who's the best tag team in the AEW world scheme of things." And I'm pretty excited for that. So next week on NXT, we have Adam Cole, Baby, putting his title on the line against Finn Balor. We have Shayna Baszler putting her title on the line against Rhea Ripley. In AEW, we have the #1 contenders female match between Chris Statlander and Britt Baker, the Doctor. And then we have the AEW World Tag Team title match between SCU and the Young Bucks. And we have Chris Jericho in the ring one last time in 2019 against Jungle Boy.
His contractually obligated last match.
I give AEW and also a B+. Yes. John gives it an A-. So there you have it.
My hot take as we exit is that Rhea Ripley is winning the NXT Women's title tomorrow or next week.
I think it will happen in TakeOver Oregon during Rumble weekend, but
if any title is gonna change hands next week, it's that one.
All right. Well, with that said, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one. And peace and love to all of you. Bang!
And a thank you to Firewolf Studios for sharing the stream.
Yeah, and all you guys in the live chat, thanks for coming. You guys. Thanks for coming, man.
Come back next week.
Guys and or girls.
See you later, folks.
Peace.